those birds. Oh,
The colonial camp Kinder Morgan across the street. You can hear their dogs barking in there. But they're actually responsible for modern day genocide of indigenous people because they're trying to essentially, many people believe that they're trying to wipe out the peoples. And it's pretty evident they put anti-spawning nets in the rivers where the salmon try to spawn, and that would actually wipe out the population when they're already struggling with the fish farms. Oh, and their whole entire migration routes. So
Kinder Morgan is, to me, is a representative or a representation, the epitome of colonization, the epitome of what society has come to, where they disregard human rights, the environment, in order to gain a little bit of profit. The colonial way is not good enough anymore. We're destroying our planet, our ability to live here. And this Camp Cloud is a voice to say that, yeah, no, it's time to wake up. We're not going to take it anymore that we're let corporations run our lives and ruin our lives. Yeah, the toxins and everything in our environment, it's just killing us.
And so that's what this whole camp is about. It's about protecting an only aquifer that a fence line happens to be running right in the middle of. It's a beautiful little thing. It's not very big, but you can see it in the ground just rushing by. It's lovely.
Yeah, surveillance is physically being in the space where ecociders are actively working. So physically being there, physically being seen with cameras and gear that will capture their action and there's an opportunity for us to have dialogue and shift, or at least ask questions that will reveal more of the truth.
It's been terrible getting beaten up by the police, but have a look at the footage of January 10th, 2018, the images of Camp Cloud, Kinder Morgan surveillance being attacked by your tax dollars or by some taxpayer dollars in North America. And what a mismanagement of funds, with the G. Hayes approving such an assault on myself as a matriarch of the Coast Salish, a land defender and water protector with constitutional rights and no treaty with Canada, Shame on G. Hayes.
Comparing to the ENGOs, the organized, the Greenpeace organized actions, it's completely night and day. It's people here for doing actions face jail time up to 2 years. People doing actions there are facing criminal charges, but not even an arrest, not even taken to the jail at all. And some of them not even handcuffed, so it's just it's a bit confusing, because what's the difference? You're still doing an action.
Because there's no way this pipeline can go through any further. Not without Indigenous and Aboriginal consent. It was different in the 50s because we had been ostracized and the tyranny going on the western frontier, as if Aboriginal Indians, whatever you want to call us, were non-existent. 1927 to 1954, outlawing us to gather, or even to be seen more than one if you were not family. And Ocala was the jail that people were brought to throughout so-called BC. Having said that, there's nowhere in the world where they have reserves set aside for a specific people like they do here in so-called North America. But there are reserves set aside for us with a set of laws and a set of budgets. We have these authorities, and they cannot be ignored by anybody at any legal level anymore. We are being seen, we are being heard, and that's the most important.
And yeah, I'm not impressed with Justin Trudeau right now. I made the mistake of voting for him because I thought he was open arms to Aboriginals, but now that he's pushing for the pipeline, and it's a disgrace to see that Aboriginal tattoo on him. It's coming off of him. It doesn't want to be on him because of the things he did. He lied to our people to be elected Prime Minister.
So like this camp specifically is built around a sacred fire, which is started in the tradition of the original peoples of this land. And so that's also like just a very pivotal point of camp, right? It's the core.
I mean, I prayed before, and practiced the culture to some degree a little bit in the circles and the events I go to, and I wasn't too much into the culture, but here there's because it's more real. It's not like, it feels like when you go to events, it's for the show. It's for the media. You put on, you pray, but it's more for the revival of the culture. Here, it's the culture in action. It's the culture is practicing it, and it's not just for to share for our settler allies and teaching them and have a big event around it. It's just, it's more living it. You just live it. You don't practice it, you live it. And it feels like we do that around here more. It's living it, it's knowing in our being of who we are, the true human beings, who we are, and what we need to do to correct this dysfunction that we live in. And that spirituality, it's not in the actions and the practices and the prayers so much as knowing who we are and our connections to each other and the nature around us. Yeah.
Many elders have come up to this sacred fire with their teachings, all similar teachings, all different ways. It's amazing, the culture is pretty rich here. Different cultures, all walks of life here. the spirituality is. I'm a person of spirituality myself. You know, I'm connected with the spiritual plane, and I could deeply feel it when certain people come to the camp, and they come with the spirit of support.
It's a community. It's a open community space where people are welcome to be and live and exist and defend and protect the water and the animals and the trees that are all threatened by Kinder Morgan that's hiding inside their little fence.
If change is going to happen, if we're going to move ahead with protecting Mother Earth, then we really need people to come and join in and participate. And it might be a little bit like intimidating, it might be a little bit frightening, but I definitely encourage people to come and at least say hi and have a cup of tea, or sit around the sacred fire and get to know us a little bit. And
We don't discriminate here of gender, race, color, sexual preference. Everyone's welcome, and everyone is actually encouraged to come. And we need the numbers, and we have we got lots of room for tents. There's a women's cabin with a women and children's cabin, and yeah, we're expanding.
I'm looking forward to this information reaching a broad public, that we can have anyone watching this footage to call into the city of Burnaby and the city of Vancouver, both municipal offices, to affirm and recognize Camp Cloud as a legitimate, peaceful public protest.
As sometimes we call ourselves the resistance. As Uni says, we're the resistance. There's no way in stopping us. We're right next door to Kinder Morgan. There's nothing can stop us now. We're here for good. We got the totem pole up. We're probably going to get more totem poles up. I'm excited. There's a lot of good things happening. We don't even though, yeah. Kwasina.
So in honor of all those that went before us, whoever traveled on this mountain before us, that song is for our ancestors, and for all those that are living around us, I really give thanks to the eagle that visits us. There was an eagle released, and it can be seen on Camp Cloud Facebook sometime in the fall of 2017. And that eagle comes back at least once a week to visit. So I want to hold my hands up to the eagle that visits us every week. I want to hold my hands up to all the other winged ones that sing and remind us of why we're here. I want to give thanks to each and every one of you for watching and witnessing as the new paradigm shift occurs over our Mother Earth, and that so-called Burnaby Mountain on unceded Coast Salish territory is where it's all starting. O Siam de Siaya, Yehuth Kwasai, Yehuth Kwasai, Chichil Siam.